Before you leave Nigeria or Africa to relocate to the West, I would like to ask you a question. Have you calculated the risks you're taking? I'm not asking you whether the West has opportunities, because it does. I'm not asking you whether life in Africa is difficult, because for so many people it is. But what I'm asking you today is, have you sat down and honestly assessed what you already have, what you stand to gain, what you stand to lose? Because in the world we are living in today, migration is not just about opportunities, it's also about risk management. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Madam Chomzi. If you're new to this channel, I relocated from the UK to Nigeria, and on this channel I talk about life in the diaspora and the realities of living in Nigeria or Africa. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, I beg you to please consider subscribing, like and share my videos. Also click on the notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. So today I'm going to talk about risks and migration or relocation, specifically from Africa to the West. Yesterday, something popped in my head, which I would explain in this video, and that was the reason why I decided to do this video today. If you're a graduate that just graduated from university, this video is not really for you, or rather it's not referring to you, because relocation to the West, you don't have much to lose. If you're just a recent graduate, you've not built anything. That's what I'm trying to say. Just like myself, when I went to the UK, there was really no risks. I wasn't taking any risks because I still had the support of my parents. So school fees was paid by my dad, accommodation paid by my dad, monthly pocket money I was receiving from my dad consistently. So there was no risks involved. But the people I want to talk to is people that have well established in Africa. So the reason why I'm making this video is people that sell their houses or sell their landed properties to travel abroad. That's the reason why I'm making this video today. So if you're well established, you have a house, you have lands, you have an established business, you have a family that is settled here in Africa, or you have a good job or a good career, what I notice is that our people don't really do a risk analysis before they decide to pack their bags and go to the West. And what I've noticed that popped into my head yesterday was that our people in Africa, before they relocate, all they are focused on that, and what makes them to form that decision to relocate to the West is their focus is always on what Africa does not have. That they completely ignore what Africa has given them or provides for them. Now, because they are focused on what they don't have or what Africa does not give to them, they completely ignore what they have and make that decision to relocate to the West just based on that. It's just like when, you know the song, Count Your Blessings, name them one by one. I think what most Africans don't do is they don't count their blessings and name it one by one and see that it's not as bad as they think it is. Now, compared to the Africans in diaspora, before an African in diaspora decides to relocate back to Africa, what they look at, and I'm trying to show you the mindset of these two people that are the same, in the same situation, but because of focus, why their decisions are different. So if you look at now someone in the diaspora, an African in diaspora, that has a home, has a career, the children are settled, they built their life, they have a community, they built their life in the West. and you ask them to relocate back home, they think twice. They do the risk analysis. They check what they stand to lose, and that's why most of them are hesitant to make that decision to come back home. So now, two people that are well established, but the difference is where they are and the mindset that they have. So one person in the diaspora is looking at the blessings. So when people are in the West, they always look at what the West has to offer, what the West has given them. So they'll think twice to want to relocate. But the problem we have with our people here is that when they want to relocate, or they think they should relocate, they don't sit down and do that risk analysis and see, what do I have here? What do I stand to lose before I relocate back my whole family or sell everything that I have and move to the West? Most of them don't really think twice because they are just focused on Africa is this, Africa is that, whatever is bad, the economy is bad. Things are really, really hard. That even when things are good for them, they don't see it because their minds are clouded by all of this negativity or negative perception about Africa. And all they see is what the West is going to give me, what I'm seeing in the TV, in social media, the illusion of what the West has to offer. So they base their decision on uncertainty and ignoring certainty. So they ignore what is certain and move based on uncertainty. So what is certain is they have their home, they are well established here, their kids go to good school. They now leave that, throw all of that away, burn the bridges before they cross the river for uncertainty in the West, for something that is not guaranteed. So, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that our people make. Now, this, I'm not saying don't relocate. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I'm trying. But what I'm trying to say is that when people are making that decision to relocate from Africa to the West, there's a certain mindset that it's as if they are bewitched. That's the only way I can explain it. That they don't see anything good that Africa is offering them. And at that time, all they're seeing is what the West has to offer me, what the West has to offer me. Then when they get there, sometimes most of them regret it. There's always a regret if you did not do that carefully. If your relocation was not really, really thought about carefully, planned properly. If you go and remove all your safety nets in Africa to move to the West, the likelihood that you have some regrets, it's really, really high. I cannot see myself, and that's what I also say to people that want to relocate from the West to Nigeria, that have lived there for years and had their lives there. Their kids are well, they're settled, you know. You have a home there. You just sell everything. It's the same thing. And you come back to Africa. I don't think that's a smart move. So when people want to make decisions regarding relocation, especially our African brothers and sisters, that mindset, you have to start, will I say, on learning the mindset of everything about Africa. It's not good. We tend to have that mindset that all we focus is on the negative that we see in Africa before we make that decision. And because of that mindset, most of us get into trouble. That when people get abroad, it's as if after months they just get deflated. Reality just sets in. The whole, let's say, smoke screen, everything that becomes clear, and they not see what abroad is for real. That's not what they've been seeing on Hollywood movies. And it's not what their friends have been showing or their relatives have been showing them on social media or telling them on the phone. That reality dawns on them. So my message is that people should evaluate the risks of involved in selling their property or their houses before they relocate abroad. Especially now, the world we live in now. The other day, I think it was even yesterday, I was watching, and it was European Parliament. I saw it on YouTube. And they were screaming, setting them back. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with illegal immigration. I don't. In the world that we live in now, I think, and I'm not saying don't relocate, that's not what I'm saying. Don't sell your house. What I'm saying is that don't sell your house to relocate abroad. Don't. Anybody that's telling you that, to me, is deceiving you. Don't listen to people that tell you there's no value, or the houses in Africa have no value. Don't listen to that. It's a lie. I've lived abroad, and I tell you, most people, 99% of Africans abroad, or let me not exaggerate to say 90% of Africans abroad dream of building a house or owning something in Africa, a property in Africa. So if your house is of no value, as some people claim, why are other people, or the ones that live abroad, why are they so that abroad that you want to desperately go to? Why are the people living there, the Africans there, desperately want a house in Africa? So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever you selling your house in Africa to go abroad or travel to the West. Don't go and sell your property and think you're going to heaven. Abroad is not heaven. When you get there, the reality is going to dawn on you. So put yourself, as I've always said, put yourself in a position where you are not stuck. Because the truth of the matter is that most people abroad are stuck. This is a sad reality for most people abroad. Most of them are stuck. They will not want to accept it. They will not come out and tell you the truth. I remember when I was new in London then, and there's this lady, she's from Edo State, and I was like, I don't understand why people, then I was still ignorant of, you're just new in the country. I was just like, I don't understand why people stay here without going home. They stay 10 years, 15 years without going home. I don't understand it. She looked at me and she said to me, the way she said it, she was like, it's shame. That's why they don't go home. That was what she told me. And I felt sorry for her, the way she said it. She said, what are they going back to? So don't put yourself in that category where if you want to come home, there's nothing to go back to. I've always said it, I might be wrong, but it's my belief. If you have shelter, 3/4 of your problem is solved. Because shelter is one of, I would think, the biggest expense an average person will make in their lifetime. So don't go and throw away what you have for something that you might never have, or you might never get. That's just my message today. Be wise. Don't get carried away by what people show you. People are not going to show you where they are suffering. Because when people are suffering, they will not bring a camera. It's when they are happy, I bought new this, I bought new that, I'm wearing Gucci. That's when they bring a camera. So don't get deceived. And I'm not saying that no opportunities abroad, or abroad does not have anything to offer. No, it's a lie. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is check it. Check. Don't just move. Check what you stand to gain, what you stand, so that you make a wise decision. If I'm going to move, I'm not selling my property. I'm still going to, keep an eye on this just in case. If it doesn't work, I'm not stuck. So you've got to think about what am I sacrificing to in the name of traveling abroad. That's all I want to say. Don't ever say nothing can happen in all these Western countries. It can. The things I'm seeing, I'm even like, the last video that I did that was encouraging people to, that was my opinion. Try and get a property where you currently live in the West. I think it's a smarter move than you building your property in buying a building in Nigeria or buying a house in Nigeria first. Which one should come first? Someone sent me in the comments, they say that he does not agree with me that because of what's going on now, as in the anti-immigration, will I say vibes or energy everywhere now, and that's the truth, that he would advise that people build something back home first. And to be honest, I cannot fully say no to that, because what he's saying does also make sense. Because depending on where you are staying, where you're living, that's why I said that some people are in the situations are very unique. You have to look at your situation. I give you my own opinion and advice, but you've got to look at your situation. Someone in bed every time they're attacking people, immigrants, you think, probably we should build something, even if it's little, back home first. So everything has to do with you checking, doing a risk analysis, checking which is better for me and my family. I can just bring an idea, you check, you don't just follow. You get me? Me, where I'm staying, it might not be. Another thing is that what people have to bear in mind is when something is happening, is the person that is there that knows exactly how it feels. For instance, when last year, the Air Peace flight that from London to Abuja, my husband was in that flight, and somebody did a video. Was it on Tunde? Not some, because a friend of mine sent me the video, and I read some of the comments. People were like downplaying what was going on. So my husband saw that video. My husband was like, "Baby, this person captured this when he had calmed down a bit." So in the heat of when the turbulence were really, really mad, I said, my husband sent me a text message, was like, "Baby, I love you, I love Ra." He was like, it was really, really serious. It was worse than what was there. So some people tend to, it's not what social media is saying, showing. There is the people that know how real it is or how bad something is the people that is happening to there and there. So you, because it's not happening to you, it might look like, it's not really how they're painting it to be. It's not bad. So what I'm trying to say is that it's you that's wearing the shoe. So you know how it feels for you. So you are in a better position to make the wise decision, or a better decision for yourself and your family for that time. And as I said, I'm not saying don't travel. And this is not a Africa versus West. No, I believe, as I said, I believe in options. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. I would like to say a massive thank you to all of my subscribers. I would like to say a massive, massive, massive thank you for the people that have sent me super thanks. That's what they call it on YouTube. Not some, 2 people. I want to say thank you to you guys. You know yourself. Thank you guys so much for the super thanks. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.